Welcome back to the Zero Weakness Podcast, where we talk about how to be a better lifter, how to be a better coach, and everything in between. Make sure you subscribe and enjoy.
Hello, welcome back to the Zero Weakness Podcast. Our podcast is sponsored by Establishment Coffee, so if you want 25% off your order and free shipping, go to establishmentcoffee.com and use the code 025. Welcome back, Thomas.
Hi.
How was your trip?
Long.
Are you jet lagged?
Long plus short. Yes, very jet lagged.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround. I was gone for a week and most of the week was on planes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it felt like anyway. Such a long transit. It's like 40 hours.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
How long was so you stopped over in the US on the way back?
Yeah, so it's like you get to the airport, hang around 2 hours, then, 15-hour flight to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then 6-hour stopover. Then 11-hour flight to London. Then I waited 3 hours in the airport, 3-hour bus ride to Cardiff.
Oh my God.
And then similar on the way back.
How come you stopped at LAX?
And on the way back was through Sydney. Because I fly United through my mum.
Oh.
And so if you fly United, I have to go through. Because there's two routes. It's actually not that big a time difference going through like the Middle East, like Dubai or Doha or whatever. It's like maybe 5-6 hours difference.
I haven't been in ages, but I used to always go to Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
They don't do that anymore?
Yeah, definitely do.
Oh.
Yeah. That would be like 8 or 9 hours to Singapore and then like 12 hours-ish to London, something like that.
And does United actually come here, or do you have a different airline?
Nah, Brisbane to San Fran is a new route, so it's nice. Normally, in the past, I've had to go to New Zealand, and then they started doing it from Sydney, so I started going either Sydney or Melbourne, but now it's direct out of Brisbane.
Oh, wow.
So that was nice.
Cool.
Damn. Straight back to it. How was Wales?
Yeah, really good. Really good. So we built the gym over there, kind of. It was, I say really good. It was actually the worst gym build I've ever done.
Yeah.
So 06, this one was the worst by far. Just in terms of the order was all out of whack.
Yeah.
So like, when we did Brisbane, like Daniel and I and Rochelle went in there on, say, Thursday, Friday and laid the floor. Then the big wrecking crew, you guys all came through, unwrapped all the equipment, built it as a big team and knocked it out in like 2 days. So then we were still kind of learning the equipment. And then by the time I went up and did Cairns, basically me and like Wes, Brooke and their helpers all unwrapped all the equipment. And then me and Khan and a little bit Wes pretty much built everything. And we did it all in like 2 days. Mm-hmm. Whereas this was 4 days and it's still not complete because there was electricians there hanging. We got this giant square LED ring hanging over the platform, which is really cool. But different challenges in Wales, they need heaters, not aircon. So the electricians had to use a scissor lift to hang these heaters, and we couldn't. You know what happens when you try to drive something on the floor? It just gets destroyed. So we couldn't do the flooring first. So we had to like triple or quadruple handle everything. So we had to move boxes around to start laying bits and pieces of flooring. Then we had to take all the equipment out, build the equipment, and then move it like 10 times to lay flooring and then put it on top of the flooring and then move it again. So everything just took way longer. But it's all done. And that gym has the most of everything.
Yeah.
So that gym so far, like upon opening, would be like building Gold Coast from scratch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow.
Plus a few extra bits and pieces. Because you know how, like today, we got 2 more combos. Mm-hmm. Go Gold Coast.
Yay.
We're currently the leaders in combo racks.
Yes.
The leaders.
That's right. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got 7.
So good.
7 combos.
We got 7. New Zealand's going to be opening with 7, so they'll be tied with us.
Oh, wow.
Technically, Wales has 7, but we're selling one of them. But you imagine us building the Gold Coast from scratch. Like, even when we got all that new equipment, there was still a bunch of old stuff that we kept. That's what it would be like doing Wales. So they had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, right. How come they already had a lot of stuff? Does Jordan just accumulated stuff over time?
No. As in we ordered a lot of stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because you know how like all our gyms, like we've done periodic orders and we've just added bits and pieces here and there. Mm. He's just gotten everything at the start.
Oh,
just
that's
because
a nightmare. Because
we knew what we wanted. Like, because over time we've tried stuff and been like, no, this isn't good, sold it, got something else. Whereas over there we knew straight away, okay, this is what we're getting.
It kind of sucks because when we first started building the equipment here, was this the first gym we started building equipment at?
Yep. No, Daniel and Rochelle, they did Southside first because then they came down and they had a bit of experience. Yeah.
So Oh, so you would have been the only one that knew how to build stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's what I was thinking.
that slowed things down as well.
Like, because,
Yeah.
by the time we do Brisbane, like, I could do, like, just, like, the random machine. I couldn't do the ones with cables and shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But we could all kind of do things by ourselves.
Yeah, so it's similar to building stuff with Khan, where he builds something and then I have to go rebuild it because he puts everything on wrong.
Jeez.
It wasn't bad because the stuff's pretty straightforward. But yeah, definitely required a lot more guidance of like, people looking at pieces being, what the hell is this? And it made me feel like the boss.
Yeah.
Because everyone would be like, I don't know what this is from. I can't figure it out. Oh, that's the Viking press. It just goes over there. That's the crossbar there, as you can see.
Do you know what's funny? I kind of felt like that because I'm fucking pretty useless with the tools and that. And I remember setting some stuff up at Zero Brisbane. I'm just like, look at the picture. Yeah, that goes together. Acting like I'm fucking good with like but it's like, I've just done this before.
Makes you feel like the champ. Yeah. So that gym is going to be unreal. They've done a really good job because the shed itself is pretty crummy. But he's done a really good job in terms of building a team to renovate the place. And I haven't seen it in its final form, but I know what it's going to look like. It's going to be pretty sick in there.
Nice.
So with ZeroW Wales, is there a team already? Like, have you already got so obviously Jordan's going to be hitting it up, and then
Yep. We've got a full-time manager employed. Until he starts, I probably shouldn't say too much, just in case anything happens between now and then. But the guy we've got on board is an absolute legend. He was there every single day helping us out. And, I mean, the whole team there was fantastic. We had a great team of people helping us out. So thank you to everyone who took time out of their times and out of their days and gave their time to come and build gym equipment, because it's not very fun cutting flooring and getting on your hands and knees. And it's a very dusty, dirty environment. Yeah, at least it's not hot in Wales. Building Cairns was the worst. It was so hot. So bad.
And they sent the wrong deadlift platforms.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. I was wondering whether I should bring it up.
If I'm honest.
that's so funny.
That was just one of a few little blunders that
Yeah.
happened. So that was the thing that added to it as well. Like the flooring must have been loaded in a storm on the other side. Because they were wet and the top sort of 20 mats were moldy and destroyed.
Oh, no.
So there was stuff like that. A few little bits and pieces with equipment were wrong. The mix up with the platform. There was lots of little things that just created extra challenges and hurdles, but it's part of the fun.
Yeah. And you can just paint the platforms.
Can.
Yes. Is that hard?
Yeah, sure. That's the Aussie in you.
Just paint it.
Chuck a lick of paint on there, mate. Now the problem is when it's powder coated and you spray paint over it or something, it just chips off straight away.
Oh, does it?
So you can put a lick of paint on it and get it good for photos and stuff. It just doesn't last.
Yeah.
And to re-powder coat it, you have to like sandblast it and then powder coat it, and it's actually pretty expensive.
I was going to say it would cost a fortune.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. I think we've got a hook up over there that's hopefully going to give us a hand with that, but it's a pain in the ass.
Does that fucking... So that's just more expense out of, like, your pocket.
That's the thing. And the Wales gym has been super expensive. A, because UK is like in recession, so everything's mental expensive over there. But also B, getting stuff there is a lot more expensive. You pay 20% tax instead of 10% like we do here. And our exchange rate is so bad. So to us, like we have an expense and we're like, oh yeah, that's $5,000. We know what $5,000 feels like. To them, it's the same. So they'll be like, yeah, it's $5,000, and they know what $5,000 feels like. But to us, it's like that's now $10,000. It's so every little expense, like, oh, this is going to cost that. This is going to cost that, is just like another stab in the heart. Especially when you're not open, like.
So is that the I don't know if you can say, is that the most expensive gym so far to open?
Oh, by far. Yeah. by a million miles, absolutely. And mainly because of the exchange rate, but. I think it's got the legs to blow up. There's a lot of attention on it in the UK, which is cool. Lots of eyes on it. And it's an amazing gym. Like once it's all set up and there's this mezzanine. It's kind of like ours, similar to ours. You've got this mezzanine, but you imagine if our mezzanine was just chopped off and only at the back, and you had like this bird's eye view of the whole gym with like the platform as the centerpiece with this big LED ring over it. That's what it's like.
Cool.
So what we're planning on doing for comps is we'll warm up in the room next door, because it's kind of like a split room gym, all the powerlifting and stuff on one side and all the accessory stuff on the other side. We'll move all the powerlifting stuff to that side for comps, warm up in there. Then you walk through this like corridor And what we're going to do is like have the room split so the spectators are on each side and the competitors walk up the middle.
Nice.
You know, similar to like that deadlift comp?
Yeah.
It'll be like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So you'll walk through the crowd to get the platform.
That's pretty cool.
Amazing.
So I reckon that'll be cool.
That'll be sick.
You just need a smoke machine.
So you know, for comps like that though.
Yeah.
So what about if you're wearing knee wraps?
You'll be waddling.
Time out by the time you get to the platform.
It's honestly not that far. Like
Yeah.
it'd be not that different to walking. It's like 10 meters, you know.
Yeah.
It's not far.
Yeah.
It's not far.
I just still think it would be hilarious if it was ages. Hey, you got these dudes trying to-
Oh man, the amount of times we've been to like some sort of world championships or something, and they've had stairs up to the platform, and so you wrap your knees on the ground and they have to waddle upstairs.
Oh,
I mean, we even had it
At
at the
nationals,
first
there's like 2
nationals.
stairs
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
that wasn't too
Yeah,
bad.
I've had comps up ramps where you kind of lean back on your spotter and like get them to shuffle you up this ramp. Yeah. Yeah, but that's Wales. It's coming along. We've been reluctant to share anything for a few reasons, but we'll start sharing stuff pretty soon. So I'm really excited for you guys to see. I mean, I can show you. I think I sent some photos and stuff along the way.
Yeah, some pretty funny ones.
Why? What did I send? I can't remember.
I'll tell you after.
Okay. We haven't been able to share stuff, but we will soon. So I'm really excited for everyone to see how cool it is. Plus, the gym's still a mess, so we don't want to share anything while it's in shambles.
Well, congratulations, because I feel like this has been fucking meant to open about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we started the company in April last year.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so it's been over a year and a half.
fuck yeah.
It's coming on 2 years. Because we had a property, when I went over there last year, we looked through a property that we were certain we were getting. And it dragged out for like 6 months and then it fell through. And then it took another 6 months to go through negotiations and everything for this current property. And we're still having issues with some things over there. I'm going to be careful what I say. We're still having some issues over there with this property. So we're very close to everything being just, bam, we're 100% go ahead, but we're not quite there yet.
That's exciting. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, what are our quotes? Or what were you about to say?
No, I was just going to see what everyone's been up to, but we'll go through the quotes and that jazz first. Sorry, this is a little bit rusty. We haven't done this in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no.
People actually ask when's the episode's coming out, which is cool.
I don't have a quote. I'm going to have to look one up.
Did you see that Alex Hayes, he showed that us and Strength Culture released our 100th episode the same week?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I was speaking to him yesterday. I was going to, straight off the plane, go and do a podcast with him.
Yeah.
But the timing just didn't work out.
Yeah.
The
That's what he mentioned.
Yeah.
That would be cool. They got to look nice.
Wait, where did he mention this? On his story?
Yeah, he put up that we both
Oh, I'll have to,
two podcasts he listens to religiously have both reached 100 episodes.
that's cool.
Shout out Alex Hayes. I love that guy.
All right, someone say a quote. Bridget, what do you got? Oh, no, CJ.
Slowly is the fastest way to get to where you need to be. So pretty much is don't take shortcuts.
Slow and
Yeah.
steady, baby.
Yeah. I like that.
Consistency over time.
Absolutely. I had a very insightful weekend. So this one's from the great Martin Luther King.
Nice.
We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools.
Why are you laughing, James?
It's just funny.
Right.
He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive.
Nice.
Have I said that already?
No.
Say it again. I wasn't listening.
He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive.
So like means if you're worried about dying all the time, you don't take any risks?
Kind of doesn't make sense to it.
No, it does.
Does it?
It does.
I feel
It's a
like
good
you're
one.
reading CJ's quotes.
Worthy of a man alive? Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
Another stoicism quote. Stoic quote.
Stoicism daily, baby.
That's it, baby.
Right, this is a business one. Train people well enough so they can leave. Treat them well enough so they don't want to.
Is that the Virgin guy? He has Virgin Australia. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Richard Branson?
Yes. Is that a Richard Branson quote?
Not
Could
sure.
be.
Yeah.
I was about
I
to
think
say,
he said something like that.
I'm not too sure he's a virgin. I don't know what you're saying.
It's either that
He
or
owns Virgin Australia.
Oh, yeah. When you said that, I
He
was
used
like,
to.
what?
I don't think he does anymore.
Oh, okay.
What have you been up to anyway, CJ?
What have I been up to?
Yes, that was the question.
Much of the same. Our church has had like a big conference at the convention center. It's the first time I kind of, I guess, been there, let alone had to work there in a way, like, and do stuff there. So, yeah, it's, oh my gosh, big venues. Like,
It's massive, hey?
yeah, I thought, like, because everyone's like, oh, it's small. It's not that big. It's not,
The Gold Coast one.
yeah, convention center. But, like, when you have to walk from one end to the other, like, it's, this is a lot of walking, carrying camera gear and stuff. So, this is, yeah, and because it's tiered seating, so you're climbing stairs, like, going up high to take photos. So, it's, yeah, it's a lot, but it's cool. It was really cool, really big production, got to be a part of. And then, yeah, that's pretty much been me in the last couple of weeks.
That's cool.
I think exciting.
Nice.
What have you been up to, Gidge?
I crippled myself yesterday. I dropped a kettlebell on my foot. But I
How
don't
did you drop a kettlebell on your foot, Bridget?
I sat it on a bench, Thomas,
Did
when
ya?
I shouldn't have.
Oh, no.
And it rolled off the bench onto my foot. So let that be a lesson to everyone else.
Ruin out.
Don't rest your weights
Not
on
like
a bench.
James tells everyone every day.
Did I tell you about how when I told Alex not to do it, and he's like, "Oh, it'll be sweet," and it literally rolled off and landed on his foot, and he was fighting so hard to act like it didn't hurt. It was so funny, and his face was just red. His foot was bright red.
Poker face, but a tear.
Legit, he had the biggest poke face. Like, no, that's fine. I'm like, brother, you're wearing thongs. It's not thongs.
I just don't like the dents it leaves on the bench. Ruins the pads.
But yeah, it was so funny.
No, we're glad you're all right. It's not serious.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Well, it might not be serious. We'll find out.
I think it's all right. I can put more pressure on it today, so I don't think it's broken.
I was messaging James telling him that I had an ex-wife fall on my foot, and it didn't quite make sense. So I was trying to explain what an ex-wife is. So an ex-wife is like a tempering roller. So think of a foam roller, but it's just a giant, heavy chunk of metal.
Oh.
And so like instead of rolling on it, you roll it on you.
Yeah.
Donnie Thompson made it popular with the bow tie. They're stupid, like completely pointless. But I was at Ruchi's gym in Perth, and I was playing around with it, and I just put it on the bench, and I was stretching next to the bench, and it fell straight onto my ankle. And it was like the worst pain I've ever experienced in the gym. It was so sore.
You know when you sent that to me, I was like scrolling up on my messages. I was like, "No, what did I say? What?"
Why is he talking about his ex-wife?
I was like, reading up. I was like, "Nah, it doesn't make sense."
I tried to explain it, and when I wrote it out, I'm like, I think this makes sense. But it only made sense because I knew what I was talking about. And I was like, this must be so confusing for him.
Why is it called
Don't know.
that?
Don't know. Probably some dumb powerlifter reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been up to, James?
Nothing exciting. Sorry, I shouldn't say nothing exciting. Same old. Yeah, nothing exciting.
What are your thoughts on the new marathon world record?
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
What was it? 201 or 200?
What's his name?
2.36 or something?
Yeah, something crazy. He's a freak though, that guy. What's his name? Skipped my head at the moment.
Skip Jogi.
But no, yeah, absolutely insane. It's cool to see.
Is this different to what Kipchoge did when he was running behind the the laser and
That one doesn't count.
Because
like
it wasn't an actual marathon.
Yeah, that was
Perfect
right.
conditions.
But did he run a marathon distance?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sub
But this
two.
guy did it in a race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Very close to sub 2.
Where's he from?
Whoa.
I think he's Kenyan as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely African, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've told you this though. Like marathon's like the new doping sport, which is crazy.
Yeah, you were
Doping
saying
sport.
that.
So just 70 Kenyans alone in the last year have been tested positive. Performance enhancing
Oh,
drugs.
is it blood doping?
Oh, everything. Lots of them have
Everything
EPO. Is that blood doping?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so everything. So it's absolutely nuts, but it's really cool.
Is it actually like they take blood out and store it and then put it back in?
They can. Yeah. So that increases hematocrit, which is like red blood cell count.
So they literally do that.
Or there's a drug, EPO, as well.
Oh, okay.
But then there's also L-carnitine doping.
Mm.
I'm not too sure if that's actually banned, but a lot of them have been caught doing that as well.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Well, it just makes you wonder, like, how prolific has it been, and they're only just catching up to testing it now? Because you'd assume it's been really prolific.
Well, yeah, but they also probably don't have the infrastructure to test regularly in places like Kenya as well.
No, and this is the thing. This is the thing people don't understand with powerlifting, especially IPF. It's like, oh yeah, we're drug tested and we're tested by WADA. It's like, well, yeah, USAPL, APL, IPL. These people test way more using WADA labs than WADA testing does, because you think if you're the Australian Sports Commission, you've got a set budget to drug test a certain number of individuals. Are you going to test powerlifters, or are you going to test the people that are getting global sponsorships and that people are sinking money into to make sure real sport is clean? Now, that's the reality of it. Of course, there's hardly any testing with Australian Sport Commission funded powerlifting testing because it's not worth their money.
That's like, have you seen, so the UFC's contract with USADA's up as well, and USADA aren't re-signing with them.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be chaos there.
So Conor McGregor can finally fight.
That's pretty much what this is all about.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, why aren't they, as in the UFC is not re-signing with USADA?
No, USADA aren't re-signing with the UFC.
Why? What is their reason to?
So because the UFC they're really pushing for Conor McGregor, and they're like, no, McGregor has to stand down. So McGregor's like retired, taking himself out of the pool. Obviously, just jumped on a whole bunch of juice, and it's fucking humongous. And then he's like, yeah, I'm back. And they're like, well, you have to stand down for 6 months, and in the 6 month period, you have to be tested. You have to have 2 clean tests come back.
Yeah.
And apparently, he won't do it or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's pretty. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Because he's like twice the size now. It's
Literally.
very obvious.
Literally twice the size in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Let him go at it.
But they've always had real weird things
Making
about the
fun.
UFC though with doping. Like they had that like early on they had like the TRT policy where X amount of athletes were allowed to be on TRT, and
That's what we should do in powerlifting.
everyone's on TRT though.
It's legit the dumbest term. The dumbest term.
Do you know what's funny when you speak to someone like, you know, you get like a gym bro coming to the gym for the first time,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, I'm just on TRT, and I'm
It's like, no, you're cruising.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between replacing testosterone and cruising on a low dose of performance-enhancing drugs.
brother, you're 22, you're not on TRT.
You've got nothing. You don't need to replace anything.
You're above. You're already.
Oh, that's
You're
funny.
replacing it and some. You're on TRT plus. Far out.
The spicy version. But yeah.
What are we grateful for?
Oh yeah. Gedge, what are you grateful for?
I'm just going to say being healthy.
You're throwing back to when your foot didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Throwing back.
Appreciating all those times. that my
Yeah.
foot didn't
Yesterday
hurt.
morning.
That's like us all two weeks ago when we were all fucking sick. You wake up every morning, you're like, oh, I wish I could go back to those days where I could breathe.
So true though.
Give them an update. She hit on the, what is it? The scales.
Oh, I hit 60 kilos.
Damn.
First time ever.
When was that?
That
big
was
dog.
earlier this week.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's probably dropped down a little bit now.
it'll
I haven't tracked. I didn't track yesterday, but
It'll be 61 with the inflammation.
yeah.
And then the TRT you're going to jump on.
Kilo on the foot. Gosh.
But yeah, so I know I shouldn't care about the scale, but that is a little
Yeah.
milestone for me. So
No, why not? You can care about the scale. That's
Yeah.
fine. Nice work.
thank you. I'm stoked.
James, what are you grateful for?
Grateful for having a boss that I love and that we all love.
Oh, love you
You know
too.
when you know when normally your boss goes away, you're like, fuck yeah. But we're like, oh, when's Thomas back?
You're just saying this because you forgot to ask for your time off for the wedding. Sprung that on me last minute.
I had a good time as well.
I bet you did.
I'm surprised I even came in yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
so
nice,
good.
nice.
Surprise.
CJ, what are you grateful for?
Gosh. I'm grateful for a garage. So at the place that I'm moved into with mum, it's a double garage, whereas the old place was just a single. And it's got heaps. Well, it's a double, but it's a double in length. And technically, you could almost fit 3 cars in there. It's so long, which is really cool. But yeah, just being able to garage my car, I didn't realize. Well, I knew that obviously makes a big difference when you garage your car, in terms of how dirty it gets. But man, I used to have to wash my car a lot, and now I haven't washed. I can't remember the last time I washed my car.
Did I say this to you as well the other day? Like a couple of weeks ago?
No, what did you say?
Because I'm the same. I've never had a garage.
Oh yes.
And I was saying the same thing.
Yeah,
But it might have been someone else. But I'm pretty sure it was to you.
yeah. No, it was to me. Yeah, we're talking about it.
Yeah, you stole my grateful.
Yeah,
It's all good. It's all good.
yeah, I can't remember the last time I washed my car either.
I never washed the Hyundai the entire 4 years I had it.
Yeah, wow.
It only got washed when I took it to get service. They used to wash it.
Yeah, when Eli cleaned my car, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck?
I never clean the inside too, but I never have to because I'm a clean freak in my car.
that's good.
It's funny because I looked at my car's 2000 21, so it's like relatively new. And I used to always be like, man, my car doesn't look like it's only 2 years old. And then when Eli cleaned it, I was like, this come out in 2024 or what?
Next year's
Why
model.
does this look so good?
To sell it.
Man, well, it makes you appreciate also not living in a place like Dubai. Like everyone's got supercars, but it's such a dusty, sandy environment.
Yeah.
Everyone's cars are filthy all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gosh.
You drive around and there's all these amazing cars and they're all just dirty as.
Really?
And wouldn't
Wow.
like the sand get into the engines and stuff like that? Because the lifeguard vehicles they have on the beach, they have to do something special to the engines so the sand and the salt water doesn't like erode them or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you think it'd ruin those cars so quick?
They're rich enough to buy one every 6 months anyway.
Yeah, true.
Gosh.
I'm grateful for my Wales fam. I'm very well looked after both times I've been over there, and when we went over for the wedding as well. They're just great people. Like it's just like here. You know, you go see the Brisbane fam, see the Southside fam, Mackay Cairns. Just a big family, you know. And always there's a lot of love in that group, so very grateful for them.
Very cool.
All right, let's talk about the ZeroW Pro. That's what you had on your list.
Mm-hmm.
We all did that a few weeks ago.
That was really
That's
cool.
amazing.
It's a throwback.
Yeah, I was going to say it's coming out a little bit
It
later.
was
That's
like
fine.
ages ago already. Hey,
Yeah.
But,
has it been 2 weeks?
Yeah, just haven't had a chance with all this moving around and doing stuff. Then tomorrow got to go to Perth and help out with a comp over there.
Oh, my gosh.
But that'll be it. That'll be the end of flying for like 3 weeks. And then I go to Sydney. And then that'll be the end of flying for like another couple of weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
That'll be the end of flying for 3 weeks. You spoke as if that was like and that's it.
No, well, I was meant to go to Israel for Christmas, and obviously I'm not going there anymore.
Gosh.
It's terrible. I have a lot of good friends over in Israel, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, we were going to run our first comp in Wales, and Jenya, he's a long-term Zero alumni.
Shapira.
Jenya's my man. That's it. And we've got a few other Zero people over in Israel. So sending love and prayers out to them and their families while they're going through that over there. But yeah, obviously not going to do that. We'll go earlier next year. So not flying after Sydney for a little while.
What comp are you... Wait, no. So you're going to Perth? What comp's in Perth?
Perth's the first APL one that's not at Ruchi's gym.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his name's Adam. He's running out of House of Pain.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Sydney is the Nightmare on Mulder Street, that big money comp that Joseph Whitaker, Lily Riley, a bunch of people are doing.
It's going to be sick.
Stenzel's going to go down and do it.
Very cool.
How much money's up for grabs at that?
It was 80 grand. I'm not sure if it still is.
Hey, wait, like is that the pool or is that
That's the pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the pool. I'm not sure how it's divvied up. I really don't know anything about the comp. I only found out that it's not where I thought it was the other day, so I'm glad I didn't book anything.
Wait, so what gym is it at? Is it a gym?
It was meant to be a gym, but it's not ready in time, so it's in Bathurst.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, so it's really far.
Yeah, so like fly to Sydney and then drive however far it is, 3 hours or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I can't wait.
Do you enjoy traveling though? Do you like flying and being on planes and all of that sort of thing? Like the whole experience? I love it. Going to airports and all of that.
I don't know. I really appreciate the life that I have.
Yeah.
That has a lot of travel in it. There's not a lot to look forward to with a 40-hour transit to Wales. Like, yeah, but it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even flying comfortably is still a long time, you know.
Yeah.
In a hot tube. Yeah, with no shower.
Tube.
Anyway, ZeroW Pro. Let's talk about ZeroW Pro.
All right,
Pro.
initial thoughts. Tom Bro.
I think we improved on the use of the venue from Nationals.
Looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved the banner forward a little bit. Daniel redesigned a warm-up platform. So at Nationals we had the individual deadlift platforms and then mini platforms for the combos. This time we did a bigger platform that was all in one. So it was all three platforms joined together and plus no separate deadlift platforms. That's why the warm-up room felt roomier. So we pulled the banner forward and also condensed the equipment. So it was much nicer for the lifter. Still pretty cramped back there, but definitely a better use of the space. I was happy with the smoke machine. I wish it was a bit smokier, but I was happy.
How did the smoke machine work? Was it on like a timer or was it because it just seemed to go off at random times?
That was me.
That was you.
Yeah, I had a little button in my pocket.
Nice. I was wondering.
I was literally the only one who controlled it the whole time.
All right, so you're happy with that?
With what?
The smoke machine?
Yeah, I wanted more smoke.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought someone was just puffing a cigarette.
Yeah,
out
sometimes
like
there'd
that.
be these little puffs, but then sometimes when I was reffing, I'd just be engulfed in like this big cloud of smoke.
The problem was like between the aircon and the airflow changing with the door open, sometimes I'd press it and it would just get washed into the warm-up room.
Yeah.
So the warm-up room would just turn into this awesome smoke show and the platform would be barren.
There was one time where we were just at the chalk bowl, and it just went, and it was just straight at us at the chalk bowl. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's just because it was a cheap smoke machine or because of the wind or whatever. I don't know. It was a bit of fun anyway.
That's
It
what I
was so
think.
fun.
Anybody that roasts us, like, man, we tried. It was fun.
I loved it.
Yeah, no, it was pathetic. I have no shame in admitting the smoke machine was pathetic. But I don't know. I thought it made for a few cool photos.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks so bad in person. Like it's just this little puff of smoke. But then when you've got this like cool photo with a bit of smoky aura, and, like, that's where it looks cool.
Yeah.
What'd you so I saw a video. I can't remember who did it. There was a video and they reviewed Lily Riley's squat on YouTube.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, really?
Wasn't a lifting vault one, was it?
It wasn't. I thought it was lifting vault for a second, but it wasn't. But then, so they said, yeah, obviously the squat was fucking freaky. But they mentioned the lighting.
What about it?
They thought it was weird. And
on the live stream,
that's what I was about to say. On the live stream, I was like, fuck, that does actually look kind of shitty on the live stream.
Yeah, so CJ came and set it up the day before, but we didn't have the lights set the way that they would be on the day. So the room was quite bright. So CJ just came up and set up the cameras, and then we ran it on the day, and when the lights changed and they were quite dark, the live stream was really dark. And so for the first, I think for the whole morning, the live stream was kind of bad, and then the photographer that was there, Neil, went and played with the white balance on all the cameras, and that seemed to make the live feed a bit better.
Yeah, so that was a few people mentioned that about the live stream, which is fine, something to improve.
Yeah, it's something that I want to improve on in general. Like we've done a good job of the live stream so far, but I do want to take it to the next level for next year's comp. So we'll work on that. We might invest in some better equipment or some more equipment or something. I don't know. We'll do our best to make the live stream a bit better.
What I think was cool, so it made the live stream look pretty shitty, but it made the photos really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pros and cons.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's the experience for the lifter.
For sure. For sure. Live streaming is a hard one because, like, again, I reckon we've done a great job with CJ's help of setting up a good live stream. Good enough, you know? It's showing what we need to show. I would love to have a really professional, like, media-style live stream. To do that, you can pay someone to do it, but then we'd have to charge for the live stream. And I really hate the idea of charging for a powerlifting live stream unless it is really next level. And even then, like, I mean, like, how often do you have to pay for a live stream for professional sport? Well, you do. But you look at the price, like, what's the price for watching a UFC fight?
$60, $70.
What about like an NRL game?
Streaming services, so whatever your subscription is.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I don't know if I can justify the price of charging $30 for a live stream, because the difference is that if you watch a live stream for, say, UFC or NRL, you're watching everyone play, and it's quite a small time investment. Whereas for powerlifting, you're watching one person for 9 minutes. If you know, a super fan, you might be watching a little bit more. But to get the costing right on a live stream, I think that's where I struggle. And I'd almost rather use the profits from competitions to invest in creating something huge ourselves and then give it away for free. That's what I'd honestly rather do. Run bigger comps, get the federation more attention, get more commercial sponsorships, so we can buy better equipment, so we can give it away for free. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, it's cool. Another thing is,
anyway, be thankful we had a live stream in general. No. It is something we can, everything I want to improve on.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the level of competition?
It was amazing. I think it was the most exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which part?
Squat. I think that flight, the all-female flight in the afternoon, flight A, I think it was all girls with Lilley, Riley, Lydia, like all of them. That was probably my most favorite.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah. I'm glad that it wasn't a smoke show for across the board.
Yeah.
Like, Lilley was way out in front, but Lydia and Justine were very close.
Yeah.
So that put some pressure on Lydia to step up and make sure she had a great day. So that was really cool to watch. And the boys were close as well. Tommy crept out ahead, but then it was pretty close between like second, third,
There was
fourth,
and fifth.
and fifth. Very close.
Because Darwin came fifth.
Yeah. Well, and he left us all hanging on his deadlifts.
Yeah.
Missed his 2 first deadlifts.
Yeah.
And then
that's
took a massive
right.
jump for his third. Like took the risk on his
Wow.
third. So he lifted his first 2 deadlifts and lost. They were really easy, but he lost balance at the top.
Oh,
So both times he got done on like bar dip or dropping the bar or whatever he did. And so like, yeah, there was all chance that he would just bomb.
jeez.
That was cool. Do you know what? So Lilley Riley weighed in at 78 kilos.
I think so, yeah.
She's massive for 78 kilos.
Yeah.
She's very jacked.
Very. I think that's the second time I've ever seen her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how big she was.
Yeah, so coming into the October comp, she's up against Sarah Rainbow and what's her name? Jamie Morris, maybe? Jamie Jigsaw?
Not too sure.
She's currently got the biggest total in Australia.
Really?
No.
Sarah Rainbow.
Sarah Rainbow does 700.
What's Jamie got the biggest of? Jamie's got the biggest something. Anyway, Jamie's very strong, very jacked. And then, of course, Sarah Rainbow. So Lily's trailing behind them on dots. So she's committed to just forgetting about the dots and pushing the biggest numbers she can. So she's coming in extra jacked.
Does she struggle to put on weight?
I don't think so. Like she had to cut for the Zero Pro.
Yep.
She cut a little bit of weight, I think. And she normally cuts a little bit of weight for comps.
Well, Sarah Rainbow, she normally competes at under 100 or 110s.
Yeah, she's looking pretty lean.
She's 89 kilos?
Yeah.
88 kilos?
Yeah. So that's going to be exciting.
She competes at 110s.
Sarah Rainbow?
Yeah, she's normally weighing in somewhere around 100, if not a little bit more. So
And she's in the 80s now.
she's
Yeah.
trimmed right down. She's got really lean.
That's a lot of
And
weight
she's,
to lose.
Yeah.
I saw her bench 160 the other day. Still really easy.
So strong.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's a monster.
So
I
strong.
think I've said this on the podcast before, but she's so nice as well.
So nice. So nice. Yeah, I think the comp overall went really well. Like the Spotted Loader team did an awesome job. They
As always.
managed the platform so well. Thank you to everyone who helped out. You guys on the refs was so consistent and good across the board. I was really happy with the refereeing. Everything was great.
What did Tom Hardy squat? 375?
375.
Yeah, 375, biggest
What a
under
freak.
100 kilo squat. Lydia did 272, biggest under 100 kilo deadlift for a female in the world. That's all time in the world in the 100 kilo class.
It was pretty easy too, eh?
Very easy.
I've seen her struggle to do like 245 here. Like, not struggle, but like...
a while. Yeah.
Grind.
When I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. That time she came up and had a real hard time deadlifting. That whole prep, she was in a real deadlift funk. They became a real mental thing for her. So it's really cool to see her overcome that barrier. And you know what her best bench and comp was before Zero Pro? 117.
What?
What'd she
Yeah.
do at Zero Pro?
127.
Wow.
Yeah, quite comfortably as well.
Do you reckon she'll pull 300 one day?
Whoa. There's a long way between 272 and 300.
Yeah. But like, you know, obviously, like, just from what I saw on the day, I was like, man, she probably could have pulled 280 today.
I think she had at least 275, 277.
Yeah.
280 maybe. So one thing that a lot of people don't know about Lydia with her deadlift, she never does deadlifts in her hands.
She always wears straps, doesn't she?
Always wears straps. So she'll warm up natty grip up until, I think, normally around 170. But she, exclusively deadlifts in straps all the way through until comp day.
Wow.
What?
Yep. All the way through until comp day.
Why is that?
So it does change her head. She's a little bit paranoid about them ripping.
Yeah, fair enough.
And her other justification is she's never had an issue with grip.
Oh, okay.
But it does change her deadlift a little bit. So that like in training, she holds position a little bit better. In comps, she tends to stiff leg a little bit. And that she's really good at grinding. So she did that 270 on her second. We needed 272 to secure the win. And then Justine missed her third, I think. So she had the win in the bag. And so I could have bumped it up to 275. I was like, I want her to get 600 pound. I wanted to have that biggest 100 kilo deadlift. I don't want to run any risk of her missing it. So we kept it very easy, just in case.
Damn. And then Lilley Riley's what'd she squat? 260. 260.
No, it was more than... Are you talking about a third attempt?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was 260.
For a third attempt? I thought it was a bit more.
She
I
failed
could
her
be
third.
wrong.
Do you know what I realized?
Yeah.
I just realized because she struggled a little bit with the walkout. She hasn't had that much experience walking heavy squats out, has she?
No, she's walked out once, and it was 2:30.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, she walked out once like a month ago. That's it.
Oh, I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, no, she's like, I'll figure it out on the day.
Because I just realized, I was like, oh, what's she? And I was like, wait, she competed GPC, so she's always when I've watched her
Yeah,
training.
I know.
Yeah. What a freak! That's awesome.
ZeroW Pro was like a last minute decision for her.
Yeah.
Our plan, so when we started coaching together, our plan was never to do the ZeroW Pro.
Mm-hmm.
She was only going to do one comp this year, and it was going to be that October one. And then she just registered and signed up, and it was like, I'm doing the ZeroW Pro. Okay.
See, I love that. I love people like her and Lydia. They're competitors. They're proper. Like when people say they're a powerlifting athlete, those are powerlifting athletes. I'll figure it out on the day. It's comp day. Lydia, now I won't use straps on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's fucked up.
Can't use straps on the day.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, wow.
So you guys had some lifters on the day?
James did. I didn't. I
Yep.
was supposed to have Paris, but she pulled out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had two of my own, and then I handled quite a few people and just helped rep knees and that. But who of my lifters? Sammy, she's still really new to powerlifting. She had an awesome comp.
She did.
So her second, she squatted 132. On her second, that was a PB, and then 140 was a third. All she wanted at this comp was she wanted to be able to squat 130.
Yep.
And her second attempt was 132.
What did we do in training? Was 130? Did she do 140 in training?
No, she did 130. Yeah.
And that's what she wanted to hit at comp.
Yeah.
She's still very new, so she's she's not very confident once the loads get heavier, and she didn't quite understand like the concept of how a peak works and things like that. So it can be quite daunting, especially when you're in 4 months into powerlifting and you're competing at the biggest APL comp. And she's like, "Are you sure?" And then so she killed it. She benched. What'd she bench? I think she benched the same as her last comp, but we took a 10 kilo jump for a third, which she failed, but I think she was strong enough to do it. And then deadlift, she pulled 160.
Yeah, nice.
Amazing.
So yeah, she killed it. I think it was like a 30 or 40 kilo total PB. And then Angus Roxburgh competed at I think it was his 30th competition in the last 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, 100 kilo PB every time. As well.
Yeah, he had an awesome comp. He just missed his 270 third attempt, moved so easy, and he just missed it on depth. And our first comp together in December last year, he squatted 207.5 and failed his third at 212. So now he's squatting 270.
December just gone.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like he'll squat, I told him to wear sleeves at this next comp, but he'll squat 250 in sleeves, I reckon.
Yeah, wow.
He benched 3 reds in training, didn't quite get it on the day, benched 165, but he PB'd his deadlift by 10 kilos.
Amazing.
Pulled 260.
Nice.
So he had a really good day.
Awesome.
Gosh.
Awesome. We had a bunch of other zero lifters doing it. So we had Liam Byrne.
Liam killed it.
Liam Byrne squatted his first big 3.
Yes.
Come on.
Squatted 300. He did it really cleanly as well. And he was going so much deeper than he goes in training too.
His upper back looks so much better.
Sure. Are you joking?
No, I'm serious. Like in training, it started improving during his peak.
Yeah, good. Good. Yeah, he's working hard at it. And it's the thing that holds back his deadlift, and I know he's desperate to fix that. So Liam had a good day. He wanted more on his bench and deadlift, but wasn't quite there on the day. He failed his last warm up in deadlift, so he had to really wake up with that. Like he had a bit of a blunder in the warm up. I think he was just cooked. Just wasn't. He's still very new to competing, and he's done a few comps back to back, and I think he's still getting that like comp fitness sort of thing going. But he nailed that 300. So proud of him for crushing that. Sue Fitzsimmons came back and got her redemption. Nailed a squat, didn't bomb.
Nice.
So well done, Sue. She had a fun day, which is what we really wanted. She had a good day. She did a really good third squat as well, but it got caught on depth.
I love how she doesn't ever fucking complain about the calls, eh?
No, she's great. She's really good, really stoic. Yeah. And it was cool. She's had issues with her shoulders for probably about a year. Like her shoulder's been really bad for a year. And coming into the comp, my expectations set for her were like, be happy that you're benching near what you've benched in the past. And she was. She took it on the chin. She didn't bench the best she's ever benched, but she had a good enough day. She had a good day. So good on you, Sue, for coming back, showing up and getting that done. Davey Ravey.
He was amazing.
Yeah, he killed it.
Jordan coached him to the comp, and he had a great day. The pictures of his deadlifts are really cool. He's so jacked.
I haven't seen them.
800 kilo total.
Jacked and juicy.
At
Was it
110.
800? Really?
330 deadlift, 200 bench, 272.
272 squat.
Yeah, 802 total.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Damn.
Good day for Davey. Huge day for Joey.
Yes,
Joey crushed it as well.
she did.
Podiumed.
Mm-hmm.
Came third in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had a great day as well.
That was Grant.
Grant.
Brand McVeigh.
Yeah.
Jordan's lifter.
Yeah.
Grant did Grant things.
He's so funny.
Great dude.
He is great.
Straight off the
Love
platform as well. Takes off his soft suit, puts on the shirt, and jumps into spotting and loading too.
He's such a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Amazing.
He does so well, and it never quite comes together for him on the day. And he finds it so funny. He doesn't actually care. Well, he does, but like it never really gets him down. It was so funny on his second attempt. He hit 145. It was quite hard. He's like, I just want 150. I was like, nah, bro, go 147. Loaded 147, and he got it. And it was RPE 7,000.
Yeah, it
the
was
biggest
a big
grind.
grind.
And he came off and he's like, to be honest, I would have rather failed 150 than 147. I'm like, what do you mean, mate?
Such a legend. Such a legend. So
Jessica
Great.
Kennedy.
Jessica Kennedy, yeah, she crushed it in the elite division. She had a good day, and she had a great day given the month that she's had. So she has had the month from hell, and was extremely sick coming into the comp as well. So on the day she was having bouts of like nausea and going outside and almost passing out.
Oh my God.
She was really struggling to keep it together, but she kept it together. And even though she's not super stoked with her numbers, based on the fact that based on what she went through, the fact that she even showed up is commendable. So well done, Jessica, for the crushing the day. We had Caleb Voice. Caleb also didn't have the day he wanted to. He really wanted a 600-pound bench, but it just didn't happen for him on the day. He got it in training, still benched 260 on his opener quite easily, and he flew up with 272, but just wasn't sticking the lockout. Just wasn't quite in position, and then by the time he got to his 30, he was gassed. But he's hungry for more, so he's straight back into training. He's a very large man. Very, very large human being.
Who else do we have?
Of course, we had Dana.
Dana, she killed it.
Dana
She got
did great.
first place in the open division. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. She won first overall in the open division. Big deadlift.
Yeah, 172.
Did
I
a
think.
big deadlift. Good job, Dana.
Yeah, that
Well
was a
done.
PB, I think.
Yeah, we
That was
had
amazing.
Jesse Lucas from Southside.
Yeah, love Jesse.
Another one who always helps us out with spotting and loading. He ended up with a massive squat. Was it 330?
Oh, I'm not sure.
He squatted
It was huge.
330 or something like that.
Absolutely huge.
So Jesse crushed it. And then we had a bunch of lifters that train at Zero Gyms. There was like Chloe from Brisbane. Adam Warnock is one of the coaches, one of our employees up in Mackay.
Tuvalu.
Tuva from, Southside, Brisbane, Gold Coast, wherever he ends up on the day.
Yep.
Tuva, Taylor Whitaker trains out of Zero Mackay as well. That's pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry if we missed anyone, but
And Oscar?
yeah,
Oscar Jarvie.
Oscar Jarvie trains here. That's right.
Yeah.
And shout out to Lem for doing the playlist as well. He put together the playlist.
Did
for
Lem
the
do
day.
the playlist?
Yeah, it was actually
That's
pretty
cool.
good.
It was good.
I think I only skipped 3 songs for the day.
Really?
Yeah, some like really sort of ones that just, which are, they're fine for background music, but it was just a wrong song at that particular time.
Yeah. No, it was a great day.
Who else do we have? Tom Hardy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy the
king.
man. Won the pro division. Smoked it. Huge squat. What did he bench? 200? 205?
Something like that.
207? No?
Big squat, big bench press, and a huge deadlift. Like he's really done a good job of bringing his deadlift up. So well done, Tommy. You've improved so much, and you work so hard, and proud of you there. Arian, first comp with Arian in a long time. So Arian competed to qualify for the ZeroW Pro, but I wasn't there. Been coaching Arian for like 5 or 6 years. So great to actually be there with him for a comp for the first time in a very long time. He pushed his own 100 kilo squat record in sleeves up a notch, up to 317.5. He's just becoming a really mature competitor. Like he's happy to say, I'm not going to take a third attempt when it's not there. He's had like grip issues of the gods, and he held on to some big deadlifts. So stoked for Aryan for keeping it together.
He's just a beautiful. I love that guy.
He is. He's the
What a
nicest
sweetheart.
human on the planet.
Yeah, so great
Love
to have
Aryan.
Aryan up. And of course, Lydia as well. Yeah, I could infinitely proud of Lydia and how she kept it together and the numbers that she's achieved. Especially, you know, she's like me with my hips, but with her knees. So Lydia's knees are completely cooked, like a mess. And she dealt with a lot of knee issues coming into this. And yeah, nailed it. Came second in the pro division behind Lilley, another Zero lifter. So Lilley, that was our first comp together. We're still sort of learning each other on comp day, so I didn't have a great deal to do with her outside of picking numbers. She kept her own crew, which is cool. But to be there with her and learn a bit more about how she operates on comp day, and it was just a fun warm-up sort of comp for her on the way to this big October one. That was really fun. That was cool. Who else? Am I forgetting someone?
People like Josh the Cool, who trains here.
Joshy.
He killed it.
Fonz.
Uncle Fonz.
Hey.
Quick
Fonz
bench
dog.
only. Yeah.
Uncle Kev.
Yeah, Kevin Boatwood.
Sorry, I gotta
Bench
leave.
only.
Yeah, go do your thing, man. Go do your thing. Bye, James. We'll keep this one short anyway.
Cool.
Where are we at? So, well, we might as well wrap it up there. It's probably been close to an hour with the first
Yeah.
chunk that we did.
So
Yeah.
it's about 12 o'clock.
All right. Well, we'll call it a day. We'll wrap it up there. Thanks for listening. Give us 5 stars. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Zero Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, Zero_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.